taking a video of our crazy camp.
I'll just flop it out and press down.
This lens is so cute.
Press down and that locks it in. Especially once you're doing it. But kind of just have to press them all in a little bit. And it locks it in.
That's pretty weak. Hey guys. So I'm Sweet Miah. It's growing on me. This is my wonderful and amazing wife Jess, and we have a 4.5-acre farm in central Arkansas, and 6 kids. I forget sometimes how many kids we have. Once you get past 4, it's like whatever. I have 7, 8, 9, 10. But we're just going to come here and Jessica's going to speak to you about the joys of gardening and heirlooms and all the things that give her all those smile wrinkles around her eyes. So take it away, love.
Oh, goodness. I actually have a little bit of nerves in public speaking, and people are like, you talk to lots of people all the time. I'm like, no, I talk to a camera. It's very different. I'll tell you that by the end of these events, I'm usually just a puddle. So if I've cried or snotted on you so far, I'm really sorry. Whenever the number climbs and gets bigger and bigger, it's like, cool, we're doing a good job when it's a number on the screen. But when we come to things like this and it's real people and stories and tears and testimonies and photos of beautiful gardens, it's very different. It's very different. That's not just a number on a screen. And I think the reality of what we're doing feels real. It feels more real here than it ever does whenever we're talking to the camera at home. So thank you so much, everyone who has come out and who has shared. Please do come talk to us. We want to talk to you. You're not bothering us. It's what we came here for. Because we want to hear your stories and see your faces and hug your neck. Oh, goodness. My mom, I see my mom walking back this way. My mom was a gardener whenever I was a girl. Some of my earliest memories were in a garden. She really did a lot of ornamentals, and we always had a house full of house plants. And I specifically remember being a really young child and going with her. She would put in people's like garden beds and businesses and stuff like that, kind of as a side job. And we would go with her. And so the garden itself is something that is, it's pretty familiar to me. It's not something that I had to stumble into. I kind of grew up with my feet in the dirt. However, until like my mid-20s, I was pretty much a self-proclaimed black thumb because I made some mistakes. And so I thought I wasn't good at gardening, and I just kind of accepted that as truth about myself. And so I would go to like garden centers with my mom, and they have that rack in the back with clearance plants. And my mother was like the hospice for plants. Like they would go to her house, or she would rehab them. She was the rehab for plants. I was the hospice. They would go to my house to die. And so like I did. I was like, I'm a terrible gardener. I kill everything. But then I learned that I needed holes in the bottom of my pots. They don't sell them. What is up with that? Why don't they put those in the bottom of the pots that you go buy pots? And so many people tell me, they're like, I kill every plant. I'm like, does it have drainage like that? I always go to the issues that I was making my mistakes whenever I was new at this. And I learned very simple things that I had been messing up on, and I had given up gardening, and I started to think, I wonder who else gave up gardening because they thought they couldn't do it because they messed up once or twice, or in a case like me, like 100 times. I killed a lot of plants. I still do. I killed plants this year, multiple ones. I've killed multiple plants. I'm very forgetful. And so that's okay though. Guess what? I'm not a bad gardener. And when I started to share on YouTube, I was really kind of embarrassed at how average I was at gardening. And then all these people are like, I love your garden and you're doing such a really good job. And I'm like, really? You really think that? And they're like, yeah, look how awesome this is. I can't grow anything. I'm like, oh, okay, I get this. well, if I can do it, you can do it. And so since then, I'm experiencing the incredible testimony of seeing people finding joy in the garden because they learned to believe that they could. And so if you're in this room right now, my very first thing that I would like to impress upon you today is that you can garden. You can grow things, and you absolutely 100% should. That's something that I feel confident in saying is a blanket statement. There aren't a lot of blanket statements I'm confident in making because everything is not for everyone. But growing things, I genuinely believe, is for everyone.
We're here with Jess from Refuge Farm, and we're going to have a few questions today. Thank you so much, Jess, for this much joy. So, how are you able to video animals? So, I don't have kids or at all.
So my kind of method for that is to keep it very simple. I don't do anything super fancy in editing. We use iMovie, just piece stuff together. Now, I was a photographer for a lot of years, and so my method then to work, to keep things easy, was to get it right in the camera. That was always my thing, so you wouldn't have to spend a lot of time editing. You get it right in the camera. And so as far as shooting video, I only shoot usually in the early mornings or in the evenings. You might notice that in some of my videos. That's because that's when the light is good. That's usually when I can do it without having a lot of sound interruptions or a lot of interruptions. And so I just try to get it right the first time in the camera, so it's super easy to put together. So I actually only spend about an hour and a half a day on YouTube as far as putting videos together and videoing them. Usually. Some videos take longer than that. I have to plan, but as far as vlogging, about an hour and a half a day, and I treat it like it's my job. So
I get that. Yeah, I took some we have terrible internet service. It's for just like a couple miles out of town.
yeah.
And so I thought, well, I got these memory sticks, just put it on there and zip over to the library. It's like 5 minutes.
Yeah.
Out of that.
I do that a lot. If I can't upload overnight, I go somewhere else.
I didn't even do that. I had it for like 2 days.
Oh my gosh, yeah, that's awful.
All right, so one question I really want to ask you, at the end of your videos, you always say, I bless you. Why do you say, I bless you, or God bless you?
That's a good question. So I get asked that a lot, and I always tell people, thank you for asking, because some people are really confused about that. The word says that we have the power of blessing a person on our tongue. And Paul talks about going into a place and giving your blessing or removing your blessing. And so I really feel like as believers made in the image of God, we're made in His image, and He speaks things into being, and we're told to speak life, that we can speak blessing over people. And so when I'm blessing people, of course it's God that's blessing them. All good things come from Him. And
Look how you did your halfway shout out, all right?
But
Gee
I
whiz,
do
guys,
believe that
this
we
is
have
one word,
the power
Jack.
to speak
Ribbed on it, a
blessings
live
over
show and
people
everything.
and
Golly,
speak life
gee.
over them.
At least I even know who you are. Yeah.
And I figured it was something like that.
I watched that show last night.
It's a good question, and a lot of people who are familiar with that terminology they do ask that.
So I'm over tomato seeds as you are.
Yes.
And when you were showing us all your varieties, I got to get that. So I have some new varieties of
Yes.
So do you know exactly the number of varieties of tomatoes that you have?
Well, I started 87. I had 87 plants started this year. And I might have ended up growing a couple more in. I don't exactly know that. But as far as how many tomato seed varieties I have, it's probably in the like 250, 300 range. It may be a little more than that, but I give a lot of seeds away, so I don't have like a running list.
I was in there with my list. I got my little shopping list. I had 8 pages of shopping list paper.
Yeah.
And I had the number and the price and the shopping list.
Oh yeah, I definitely keep my list.
I had people moving out of my way and stuff, and I'm just a seed girl.
I definitely, the last time that we came to Baker Creek, my friend Amanda came from California, and we both had sat down with the catalog and stayed up late talking and going through making our list, and we came through with our shopping list. Yeah.
I gotta read everything.
Yes.
Say we're going to do a certain thing.
So this year, like some of the new varieties I'm trying that you recommended was red stomach. I got the
they give that. That's usually
I thought it was a flower. I didn't know it was a tomato. And then I started growing. I'm like, oh, it's a tomato. Blackberry.
Yeah.
Those are two new ones I've never tried.
I've not tried those, but they sound really cool. I think I started the purple Russian this year. So
Yeah, and they look good.
yeah.
So yeah, plant store tour that you did. And the one in California. Because we haven't been to California. I really like that too.
Awesome.
What is your favorite?
Their mind
Because I love variegateds too.
I haven't had the fruit from the variegated tomatoes that I'm growing this year, so I'm holding out to call them my favorite. But if the tomatoes are good, they don't even have to be the best. But even if they're good, I think that'll take the cake as my favorite variegated plant just because I love tomato plants so much. But I actually just had, I'll show you.
some of them really
Someone brought me a variegated pink lemon tree. Isn't that cool? It grows pink lemons.
You can probably grow these down there.
I can grow them in a pot. I'll have to bring them in the winter. Yeah, and I'm really excited about that. It's really cool. Yeah.
So I love
Well, we'll be back to watch you.
Thank you so much.
Try to see friends.
Awesome. Well, thank you so much for it.
Thanks for having us.
Yes.
Hey, thanks so much for watching my video. I almost forgot to mention I got this shirt after I talked to Jess, and after they spoke at Baker Creek, then we went to their table, and this Roots and Refuge shirt, and I like this one. Oops, get it in there. So I like this one so much because it's got Jess carrying a bunch of vegetables and stuff, I think. Yeah, so she's got veggies and eggs and flowers, and it shows part of her little tattoo there on her arm. She has a beautiful tattoo all down the one arm, and it's got flowers and peacock feathers and all kinds of stuff, and grow something lovely. I like that. So I want to mention that at the end of this video, and I just want to say thank you to everyone who talked to us, who got to know us a little better, and allowed us to video them with some questions and you know, having some good fellowship together and some laughter and just spending time. I know time is precious, and I really appreciate you spending your time with me. So thank you again to everybody at Baker Creek who took the time to get to know us a little better. Jerry and I really appreciate it, and we love you. Thanks. Take care. Subscribe below if you haven't already, and I'll see you next time. Bye-bye. God bless.